right, good evening, Almira families and caregivers. I'd like to welcome you to the 2021-2022 open house. We're very excited to have everybody join us tonight as we have an opportunity to go over what's to come for the school year and have an opportunity to meet your teachers as well later on. Okay, so again, thank you for joining us as we're about to get started. So if you look on tonight's agenda, we're going to have a brief presentation. After we have our presentation that overviews the school with myself, Mr. Davila, Mr. Pardon, Ms. Moss, Ms. Simpkins, and Mr. Fye, we are going to have an opportunity to visit classrooms, and you can talk with your classroom teachers about all the wonderful things that are going on in Almira and throughout our building as well. Okay, so again, we thank you for joining us. Over the past 18 months, we have been through a lot as a school district. We have been through a lot individually, as families, and at our school. And one thing that our district has is it's called a post-pandemic learning vision. Oftentimes, you're going to see various stories that run on the news. There's various pieces of literature that go out, and you're going to see this vision. The post-pandemic learning vision is our pursuit of a more fair, just, and good system of education. And we want to make sure that each of our learners, both each of our scholars and each of their educators, to be individually and collectively presented with academically, intellectually complex tasks that are worthy of their productive struggle and allow them authentic opportunities to demonstrate their work and their learning of academic content and transferable skills in a joyful and adventurous environment. Now, if you look at a few of the keywords here, it talks about a fair, just, and good system of education. At all times, when your child is at Almira, we want to make sure that we're providing a fair, just, and good system of education for your children. Our goal is to make sure that by the time they leave Almira, they will be successful for high school, post-secondary school, and potentially college. So we want to make sure that we're setting you and your family up for success. Each year we have a school-wide focus. This year, more than ever, we're looking at things a lot differently than we ever have in the past. First and foremost, you're going to hear the words blended learning a lot. A lot of times people might confuse what blended learning actually is. Blended learning is a mix of different types of strategies that we use in the classroom. And the two main areas of blended learning that we are focusing on as a school this year is station rotation and flex model. If you hear the word station rotation, it's very familiar and similar to what a lot of our scholars have been going through throughout their education. What that consists of is online, offline, and direct instruction. Then eventually, we want to make sure that your child has that opportunity for independent, individual, student-led learning. And that's what the flex model is. So if you hear those terms and see those in any pieces of literature that go out to the families, this is what we mean by blended learning. In addition to that, you're going to see there's a district visual. It talks about the profile of a graduate. In the profile of a graduate, there's 7 key components. And the 2 areas that we are focusing on at our school level is global citizenship and social and cross-cultural empathy. And throughout the school year, we'll have various activities surrounding both of our school-wide focuses of blended learning and the profile of a graduate. Now, the CMSD experience, we want to make sure that you get more. Throughout this whole entire pandemic and after, we want to make sure that we're investing in our students and our schools. So you're going to see some of the changes, things that might have been we were used to in the past, and we're going to see some updates as we move forward. One of them is reinstating the 1-mile walk zone for student transportation services. Throughout the pandemic, we were having, it was 2 miles and less radius in regards to transportation. However, they reinstated the 1-mile walk zone. In addition to that, they are converting high school and library media centers into community college and career hubs that will be open before, during, and after school for student community use. This actually started this year. And then next year, in pre-K-8 buildings, there's going to be a similar adjustment. Next, there was additional monies invested in the Senate League athletics, making sure that we provide extracurricular programming. In addition to that, the extended pre-K-8 day. Now, the beauty of it, of your child going to Almira, is that we've been a wraparound school for the past 8 years. And later on, you're going to have an opportunity to hear from our wraparound site coordinator, Mr. Fye. In addition to that, this year, our school district expanded both the art, music, and physical education programs before school and after school. So you might hear about a 9th period. If your child comes home and says, hey mom, hey dad, hey grandma, hey grandpa, we have a 9th period. What 9th period means is these are different activities after school that are provided surrounding art, music, and physical education. But in addition to those subject areas and clubs, we're also going to be offering various programs such as after school tutoring, and we're going to have additional arts programs as well. And again, Mr. Fye will be going over that in a little bit. Next, engaging in a broad array of out-of-school time providers to provide additional opportunities for our students. We are building partnerships by the day. So I want to make sure that you're assured that whatever it is that we bring into Almira, it's in the best interest of your child, and we want to set them up for, again, lifelong success. Next, implementing a more inclusive student dress expectations to replace previous uniform and dress code requirements. At the beginning of the year, it was announced that we did not have a dress code. So with that being said, we were used to having traditional uniforms. Now, if you still want your child to wear a uniform shirt or uniform pants, they are able to do so. However, without the dress code, we want to make sure that we're still adhering to the dress code expectations. Those are available on our website. In addition to that, we had multiple assemblies where we went over the dress code expectations with your children. Also, they're available on the CMSD website as well. Next, we are completing the conversion of a full one-to-one technology strategy for students and educators that implement a 4-year device replacement cycle. What does that mean? Well, we have about 37,500 students currently enrolled in our district. That means every child that goes to a CMSD school has a device. Now, some might have an iPad, some might have a laptop, some might have a Chromebook. So devices are going to vary per school. We're fortunate enough to be a Verizon Innovative Learning School. So you're going to see a lot of our grade levels currently use iPads. However, moving forward, we're trying to transition to where all grade levels use iPads. And with those iPads, we have keyboards. In addition to that, there's headphones as well. And at any time, whenever a device is not working, we always want to make sure that you're supported. That's our ultimate goal. We do not want you to leave our school with a device not fixed or replaced, or if you have any questions in regards to anything about our school. We always want to make sure, our ultimate goal is to make sure that you are supported before you walk out of those doors. Next, we're ensuring that each campus, CMSD campus, has a full-time health professional. As last year, we had a health professional. His name is Mr. Hamilton. And the same goes for this year. Mr. Hamilton is joining us for the 2nd year, and he's our CMSD health professional. In addition to that, there's a permanent remote learning school that has various existing asynchronous virtual academy. It has various classes. In the past, we did not have one. So this is a new addition. And if you ever have questions about a virtual academy, please call our main office. We're here to support you. In addition to that, implementing student and parent ambassadors. For those of you that took advantage of the summer learning experience, for those of you that took advantage of that, you are one of over 8,000 students that participated this past summer. Now, that is a lot of participation, which was fantastic, because we really don't want to focus on remediation. We want to focus on acceleration. So we want to make sure that any type of learning that we want to, that your children, that you feel they might have missed out on, we want to make sure that not only are they closing that gap in regards to possibly missed areas, but we also want to make sure that they're accelerating, moving to at grade level and even beyond. Next, implementing PACE. This is a new program that our CEO introduced yesterday, and we're going to talk about that on a slide coming up. PACE is a 6th to 12th grade plus grade planning and career exploration program that's designed to link CMSD students to living wage careers after graduation. I cannot stress to you enough, this is going to be a fantastic program. Once you see how it fully rolls out, behind the scenes, CMSD has been working to establish partnerships with various organizations locally. And again, that means that we want to link CMSD students to living wage careers after graduations locally. Next, investing in restorative practices, training, and support for all schools. We take social emotional learning very seriously here. Over the past 18 months, as I stated earlier, we have been going through a lot. And as we still continue to work our way through the pandemic, we want to make sure that we take care of each other. Everybody is going through something different. And the key thing is making sure that if we notice something and somebody needs assistance with anything, we need to make sure we're looking out for each other. So we have a family support specialist. Her name's Miss Simpkins. She's going to be presenting here in a little bit and talk to you about the various types of family supports that we provide. And lastly, making OFCC Segment 8 investments. What does that mean? That means that we are getting additional upgrades to various schools throughout CMSD, such as Clark, Lincoln West, Marion Seltzer, and Joseph Gallagher. And we're funding facility improvements at multiple CMSD campuses. When you come to Almira, our goal is to make sure that the minute you walk in the doors, the minute that you see the environment that your children are working in and learning in, that rest assured you are getting the best education that we can possibly provide for you. We have the hardest working staff in CMSD. And I assure you that every day your child comes, that we are making sure we're preparing them for lifelong success. Next, Ms. Moss is going to talk about technology information.
Good evening. I'm Ms. Moss. I am the Curriculum Instruction Specialist here at Almira. I'm just going to talk about a couple things that Mr. Green did not already mention. If you look at bullet point 3, the Schoology is our learning management system used for communication and instruction. If you need to know more about your students' classes and what's going on in class, their grades, to communicate with their teacher, or to get information about what's going on in the school, Schoology is the key place to go. Also, if you have any tech questions, log on to our website and click on Virtual Learning for support, or call our main office at 216-838-6150. Something new Mr. Green did not mention is that we have a Verizon 5G lab. The 5G lab is connected to the VILS Verizon Innovative Learning Schools grant that we have, and they have reconstructed one of the rooms in the building to give us this amazing 5G lab. There are virtual learning, virtual reality opportunities. There are 3D printers. There are just room for students to work. This is a workstation. It is not necessarily a classroom teacher-led situation. We also have, behind that gray wall is where our virtual reality will be. And we're really excited. And that will be manned by Miss Dorsey, our technology teacher, and we'll be moving forward with that. And that's going to be really exciting.
And one thing to add to what Ms. Moss just said, the key thing about this lab is one thing I want to point out, we're one of only 2 in the entire district of Cleveland Metropolitan Schools that has this lab, and we're one of only 3 in Cleveland that have this lab. So we're blessed to have this partnership with Verizon. Again, with us moving into a tech-infused curriculum tech-infused age of school. This is going to help keep our scholars, your children, on the cutting edge of future careers that they could possibly work in. And we want to make sure we're providing authentic experiences for you and your family and your children when they attend Almira.
So coming soon, the PACE program that Mr. Green already spoke about, the planning and career exploration. This program, we will keep you updated when it's in full motion, but the 5G lab is a jump off for that because our students can become a part of the tech team. And with that, they can become a part of the district tech team and begin to work that way. So we're going to be supported by businesses and community partners to shift the focus from to college and career to all students needing a career, and often students need college or post-high school training to achieve this. As far as our special ed program, special education is a continuum of services and supports designed for children who have disabilities that impact their academic performance. While the district was in remote learning, all special education services remained and they were delivered remotely. So now that we are back in person, IEPs will be implemented through in-person services, as well as you can request an IEP meeting at any time to discuss your child's remote services. IEP and ETR meetings will be held virtually or via telephone. If neither of those methods work for you, please speak with your child's intervention specialist. If you suspect your child might have a disability, please communicate this to your child's teacher or our principal, preferably in writing. The school psychologist and student support team will convene a meeting with you within 30 days to discuss your concerns and respond. Special Education Main Line, 216-838-7733.
Okay, well, I'm Mr. Davila, the assistant principal here at Almira. And the first thing I'd like to discuss with you was the attendance. As most of you are aware, attendance is very important. Good attendance means missing less than 10 days. We understand sometimes there's some things that come up, but we do want to encourage you to have your student come because the results are very positive. As you can see, when a student, for those students who are here, their scores in reading increased by 12 points on average, and in math by 15 points. It also increases their probability of them graduating by 34% and staying on track. Next slide. So student attendance, as once again, you need to ask your child if he or she is learning every day and if they feel safe in school. It's very important to find out why they're not in attendance. So we do ask that you keep abreast of that. And if there's anything that we can help you, please call us as soon as possible. We do encourage you to monitor your child's academic progress. You can always reach out to your teachers. The teachers are more than willing to provide additional resources and help for your child to be successful. And make sure, very important, that your contact information is up to date. If you change your telephone number, your address, your email, this is how we communicate now. So it's very important that any changes, please call the secretaries and they will assist and change that information. Also talk with your child about the importance of getting to school every day and make it the expectation. And finally, help your child to maintain daily routines when they come home, a place for them to study, a time for studying. And so this way they can have a nice habit and be very successful academically.
Mr. Davila, really quick here. I just wanted to let all of our participants know that at any time, if you have a question, if you could leave your name, number, and type the question, this will go directly to our main office. Nobody else on the call will see it except our main office, and we'll be able to contact you with an answer to your question.
Okay, now as we have been very fortunate with few COVID-19, but still there are procedures that is very important that we continue to follow. And the first one is that before your child even comes to school, we do ask your parents, please monitor and check their health. If they have, please leave them at home if they have a temperature or a fever. But also the 3 feet social distancing here at the building. It's very difficult, but we're trying to do that every day. Also, we're requiring that all teachers, all staff, and all visitors, all students, regardless if you're vaccinated or not, that you should wear your mask while you're in the building. And we also have a single point of entry, and that is because when you walk in, we have to check your temperature and then make sure that you have a mask. We do have some masks here. Now, we do ask the parents, if possible, we understand sometimes they're not clean, but if you can make sure that your child comes to school every day with the mask. Now, temperature is always checked upon entry, and I do want to say a thank you for all the students and parents. They've been more than willing. We've had no one, I can say to this date, that have fought us on this. They're very cooperative. Everyone, parents, students, teachers. So a big thank you. Just got to remind them every so often to put it above their nose. So all schools now do have a nurse in a care clinic. And the CBS COVID-19 hotline is 216-838-9355. 9355. So that's, if you have a question, you always remember, if you forget that, just call us and we'll remind you of the number. And continue on with the COVID-19 vaccination clinic and testing. Vaccine clinics will be offered at various school sites across the city. For information on location, call the Cleveland Department of Public Health. The number is 216-644-2222. Now, students who receive the vaccine have a chance to win a Pro Sport tickets, bikes, Walmart gift cards, Visa gift card, and or CAF swag, which will be distributed at the school at the second dose appointment. And COVID-19 testing will take place in our building this academic year. And the last point is testing is available for staff and students and will be offered in the district administrative buildings.
Going back to academics, testing and assessments. Tests seek to see what students have learned. At the school level, educators create tests to measure their students' understanding of specific content or the effective application of critical thinking skills. Such tests are used to evaluate student learning, skill level growth, and academic achievements at the end of an instructional period, such as the end of a project, unit, course, semester, program, or school year. Provided below are links to testing resources provided by the CMSD and the Ohio Department of Education. We will be taking the OST this year, as well as we take the NWEA. And right now, K through 3 take AIMSWeb. Along with that, the third grade reading guarantee was suspended for last year, but it is in effect again this year. So our third graders must reach appropriate grade appropriate reading level in order to move on to fourth grade. Right now, the students have taken the AIMSWeb assessment, and it is being determined whether or not they need extra support. If they need extra support, they will be put on a RIMP, and the teacher will be contacting you. Being on a RIMP means that your student will get additional support in class to help alleviate the gap in reading. Parents are encouraged to talk about these strategies to their children and their children's teacher. More information can be found at the Ohio Department of Education website.
Thank you, Ms. Moss. And there's one thing I want to point out. This presentation is actually going to be available on our YouTube channel. So shortly after we have our presentation tonight, we are going to post it to our main website in the pop-up menu. So if you know of any other families that potentially missed tonight's presentation, they'll be able to view it at a later time. Or if you want to also review some of our resources we talked about, it will be available again on our main website in the pop-up menu. Next, we have our Dean of Students, Mr. Pardon. Nope. Let me see.
We'll let him get up here. He's going
Here,
to be.
1 second. All right.
Got him?
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Mr. Park,
Hi,
you're welcome.
everybody. This is Mr. Parton, Dean of Engagement. So True to You is an innovative year-long youth development and career exploration mentoring program that prepares all Cleveland Metropolitan School District 8th grade students for the transition from middle school to high school. Okay, the program includes activities and events. The program will launch this September. In-school advisory sessions between October and April. Groups of 10 to 15 students are led by a team of 2 or 3 mentors, supported by a CMSD teacher at their school for 2 hours each month, completing a formal curriculum on personal development and career awareness. Out of school experience will be between the months of March and May. Day-long trip, students visit a Northeast organization for a tour and career awareness program in the morning and tour a college or university in the afternoon. Culminating event in May, recording artist and motivational speaker D1, high school readiness workshops, and a student summer opportunity fair with community partners and organizations. Summer program, True to You Student Advisory Committee. Through an interview process, students are selected to sit on the True to You Student Advisory Committee to evaluate, revise, and update the True to You curriculum while they continue to develop their leadership skills. Students are paid for their participation through YOU.
And in addition to what Mr. Parton was talking about in various events, we want to make sure that we thank all that participated in the Fathers and Father Figures Walk today. It was a fantastic turnout. But one thing I can assure you, with Mr. Parton, Mr. Fye, Ms. Simpkins, and the rest of our wonderful staff that participated not only today, but in various events that we have, we are looking forward to have various family events throughout the school year because it creates an enriching and engaging work environment for your children and for our families. So we're looking forward to having these events. And again, we have nobody else to thank but you for supporting us and choosing Almira.
Okay, moving on. Extracurricular activities. We have boys and girls basketball, grades 6 to 8, girls volleyball, 6 to 8, cheerleading, 6 to 8, running club, boys and girls intramural club. For that program, we do all kinds of sports: baseball, soccer, volleyball, kickball, everything. We also have after-school student programs such as art, music, physical education, and many more. Okay, at Almira, we practice a lot of social emotional learning. We practice the 5 SEL competencies and levels of school-wide SEL, which include family and community partnerships, school-wide practices and policies, SEL curriculum, and the 5 SEL competencies are self-management, self-awareness, responsible decision-making, relationship skills, and social awareness. Humanware, our programs and our initiatives. So all pre-K to 8 schools, we have PATHs, we have Second Step, NWO, which is anti-bullying, WAVE, which is a conflict mediation. We have our planning center that's ran by Mr. Bill. We have student support teams, class meetings, school-based mental health, rapid response, crisis response, quality standards, and conditioning for learning surveys. For the high schools, same things, pretty much.
All right, next, Mr. Davila is going to talk about our multilingual, multicultural education department.
Thank you. Just to let you be aware that the multilingual, multicultural education department of Cleveland Metropolitan School District, we're currently serving over 4,726 students. So they're very, they have a big task in front, and there's multiple language. But if you do have a need for more information, you can call 216-838-0140. As you can see, if you can read through that, but the main thing, they do help and support our students that their primary language is not English. And as I said, I don't know offhand, but we have multiple different language. It's not just Spanish, but there's multiple language that they help with the academic English language learning, focuses on developing literacy and proficiency, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The multilingual, multicultural education department not only ensures the education of all English learners in CMSD, but also provides enrollment and language assessments for students whose first language is not English. They provide family and student support services in several languages. They provide translations and interpretation services. They also assist with home and school connections and communication and school option choices. Next slide. They also help with families that are in crisis in their native language as well. Our school receives Title I-A funds, which is ESSA federal funding, which provide the supports in our school. And with that, we receive additional funds to hire instructional aides, instructional coaches, additional teachers, technology for students, reading and math programs, and family engagement. Our school receives approximately $5,595 for family engagement programs and activities to support our school priorities. And what is the purpose of Title I-A? Where Every Student Succeeds Act is the ESSA, Family Engagement Federal Funding. This is to inform parents and caregivers of their rights and roles within their scholars' school building as it relates to the following: being included in decision-making opportunities and committees regarding school improvement plans, participating in school-based parental or parent organization, such as PAC, PCO, PAA, SPO, and providing input on how Title I-A family engagement funds are spent to support meaningful engagement activities which advance students' achievement, and ensuring that school engages in two-way communication with parents to strengthen the family and school in their native language. This is very important. And it's also to remove barriers to participate, time of day, childcare, translation services, accommodation for special need, transportations, and etc. And the rights, parents right to know, parents have the right to know about the teaching qualification of their child's classroom teacher in a school receiving Title I funds. You can request this information from your principal. Notification if your child is being taught for 4 or more weeks by a teacher who is not highly qualified, whether the teacher has met the state qualification and licensing criteria for the grade levels and subject areas in which the teacher provides instruction, and whether the teacher is teaching under an emergency or other provisional status, or through which state qualification or licensing criteria have been waived, and whether the teacher is teaching in the field of discipline of certification of the teacher. And the last one, these are the rights for the parents, whether your child is provided services by a paraprofessional, and if so, their qualifications. And how can I support Title I programs? By participating and being active with the or in the parent advisory committee. And normally the dean, myself, or Ms. Moss or the principal, we will reach out and give you some information on this. And actually participate in the development of the academic achievement plan that's done yearly, and attend the Title I-A sponsored programs. We'll have numerous ones. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Walk with the Fog Parents, I think that would fall into that category, which was very successful today. And support your child's learning by creating a learning space for them to do the schoolwork and exposing them to resources and enrichment opportunities in the community. And the last one is to participate in family engagement activities and programs sponsored by the district, like Parent University, that's held here every once a week. And you'll probably get some information from Mr. Fry on that later on. Parent Ambassador Program. This is a part-time parent ambassadors will be in every school this year. We had it during the summer school, and they were very, very helpful in providing services to the parents. They had one this summer on how to apply for loans. They also had how to improve your credit scores. So they go above and beyond, and they provide a lot of services for our parents. But for this position, you must be a parent or legal guardian of a student enrolled in the school. Provide parents and guardians with opportunity to develop leadership and advocacy skills while supporting family engagement and the academic success of students. And the last one is to support development of resource room and a family engagement program and activities with the school staff.
Mr. Fye is going to speak on Project ACT.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mr. Fye. So yeah, Project ACT is another resource we have at this school that we can connect you with. So it's really provides direct instructional and supportive services to children and youth who reside maybe in emergency shelters, transitional housing, or maybe staying with other friends or family members. And this can be because of housing loss, economic hardship, other similar situations. And the program, you know, really wraps around and gives this holistic approach and makes sure that the student is in school. It helps with a lot of those challenges that you might have, receiving transportation, being in a school that's close by, and enrollment can be tough without a birth certificate or immunization or school records, and they help you attain those and make sure that the youth is in school, the students in school. So that's another resource you can reach out about.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tracy Sumpkins. I'm the Say Yes Family Support Specialist here at Almira. This is my 3rd year here, and I absolutely love it. I give supports. The children come to me for a change of clothes, school supplies, book bags, personal hygiene items. I'm the one who be testing you guys from the 219 number. This week, I sent out flyers concerning emergency COVID money. I sent out the flyers concerning the Father Walk. At the beginning of the school year, I sent out the flyers about the ice cream social. And also, Say Yes is known for the scholarships. If your child attends Cleveland Public Schools, so 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, you can apply for the scholarship. You can also apply for financial aid, but all that your financial aid doesn't cover, Say Yes covers. A part of my services that I provide, I do referrals for mental health, which we have Applewood here in the building. And we also provide referrals for legal aid, which is awesome because I can put the referral in and legal aid would contact you within 24, 48 hours versus you going down there. So feel free to come and see me. I'm here in the office, 219-1085. Thank you. Also, you can also look up the scholarship information by calling the Say Yes Scholarship Hotline at 216-454-5400, or you can go online and go online to Say Yes Scholarships at collegedown.com.org. Also, Say Yes is now in 43 Cleveland Public Schools.
Thank you, Ms. Tracy.
Oh,
Thank you, Ms.
sorry, go ahead.
Tracy. I want to
Thank you.
and I want to highlight something really quick because this is a very important segment of our presentation with Ms. Tracy and Mr. Fye as they provide multiple family support services. Okay, both Tracy and Mr. Fye, they are here at our school 5 days a week, and let me tell you, they're extremely supportive, and we're very, very blessed to have an opportunity to have both of them at our building. Parents and caregivers, in the past, you might have seen Miss Lynn. Mr. Fye is actually in her role now. Miss Lynn is still with Cleveland Playhouse. And again, we are definitely going to dearly miss her. Mr. Fye is going to be our new point of contact for our wraparound services. So Mr. Fye, welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so this is my first school year with Almira. Just started a few weeks ago, but I'm with the Cleveland Playhouse, and we partner with the Cleveland schools and Almira here. Yeah, you can move to the next slide. So again, I'm full-time at Almira. I'm here 5 days a week. My main goal is to get to know each and every person and bring relevant resources and support to the students, staff, and families here. I'm going to do that by bringing in supportive services in school and after school. So, some of the things that we're doing this year, we have yoga for 12 classrooms coming in, hopefully starting next week. Edit, I, did finalize the order for those winter coats, so those will be coming in. Book bags and school supplies are available in my office and with Miss Tracy. We do a monthly school food market on the second Tuesday of each month from 3 to 6. So please come by. I'll make sure those flyers get out too. And we hand out weekly food backpacks, which are available to all students and all grades. And I'm finishing the after school schedule and programs for a start date of next month on the 11th. I got arts program, I think more yoga. We're going to have some open gym, some board games, some other partners coming in. It'll be really exciting, really awesome. Two things I didn't list on here: Parent University, which is already going on. Registration has completed, but we'll see how that partnership keeps going. But that's a really cool offering for parents to come in and get college credits. So I'll hand out more information if that comes back, but it is going on right now. And then something I didn't list, part of Cleveland Playhouse is also the Compassionate Arts Remaking Education, which Miss Inez is in the classroom teaching care. That's another excellent resource we have. And yeah, so, I'm connected with other neighborhood resources and local resources, just like Miss Tracy is. So please reach out and I'll connect you. I try to share all this information and what Miss Tracy shares with me via email on our Gator Family Gazette. And if there's anything you think this school could benefit from, whether it's for students, staff, or families, please speak to me and I'll understand more about it and we can see if it can be brought in. And the last thing is my contact information. So again, I'm Mr. Fye, Joshua Fye, and room 114, and there's my email and phone number. And I think Mr. Green said this presentation will be out there later, so you can use that to contact me.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fye and Ms.
Thank you.
Tracy. Next, in regards to our customer experience department, often we always hear at our school and throughout CMSD, communicate with heart. We have an actual line where you can connect with an ombudsman office. Anytime that you have a question or concern, you're able to call it. We listen, we inform, we serve as a resource. So prior to contacting the ombudsman's office, please make sure that you've exhausted all efforts to resolve the issue at the building level. We take pride in making sure we can resolve issues at our building level. However, if you ever feel leaving unsatisfied, there is an option with the ombudsman office. If you feel strongly that your concern or issue requires mediation, or if you believe that a school or district policy has been violated, it's a 24-hour message line, 216-838-0090. But as you know how we work here at Almira, we want to make sure you're always supported. That's why you'll see Miss Tracy. That's why you'll see Mr. Fye. That's why you'll see a lot of our staff daily by the main entrance here to support you. So please stop in the main office. And if you don't feel supported, this line is available as well. Oh. And lastly, up next, we are going to have our classroom meetings. Apologies for going over a little bit, but we were trying to get as many people online as possible so you could hear the important information. So at this time, we're going to go back to the Almira website. And when you go back to the website, you'll have the open house link in the pop-up alert menu. One thing I want to point out, when you go back to our website, because you already visited it, you're going to see potentially a little red dot in the corner. If you just click on that red dot, it's a dot that will pop open. It's going to have an exclamation point. It will pop open, and that's where the pop-up menu will open back up. In there, you'll see the link, similar to how you got in our meeting tonight. On that link is multiple Zoom links that will give you access to your child's homeroom teacher. If you look at the very bottom of that actual page here, and I'll give me 1 second here. I'll just show it to you right now. If you see the red dot I was referring to, if you click there and go back to the main presentation, there is going to be a list here of all the different teachers. Now, this is where you clicked originally to come into this presentation. Now, the next thing you can do is go back to this page and find your child's teacher, and you can click on their homeroom number. That will take you to their Zoom meeting. Now, at the very bottom, if you don't know our school's number, this is the main office number. Mr. Beal is actually, he is answering phones. If you have any type of difficulty getting into any one of the classrooms, just please pick up the phone and call this number. We'll make sure that we support you and can get you access into any one of those rooms in case you are having issues, okay? So at this time, I'm going to ask for you to, you're going to leave this meeting and bring up this actual document that's on our main website. Again, if you go to the Almira homepage, click on the same link that you clicked on earlier, and you're going to see the whole entire list. Then once you find your child's teacher, just go right on top of the homeroom number, click on that. And one last thing, you might see code. If you see a code, that specific room has a code to enter it. We were trying to take the codes off. Unfortunately, some of the updates that Zoom did actually is making it have a code. So sorry for any type of inconvenience. But if you have any questions, again, 216-838-6150. And thank you for all those that typed in the chat for the direct message. We're going to call you back if you have any questions. Now I'm going to leave this link open. Please feel free to type in any questions. Remember, it's a direct message. Nobody will see it, only the main office. And then we're going to make sure that we contact you so you can be supported. Again, thank you for choosing Almira. We deeply value you. We want to make sure we support you. And most importantly, everything that we do here is centered around your child and setting them up for success. Have a good night, and I'll see you around. Take care.